Hello, everybody out there in YouTube. We are the Middle-Aged Guys, and in this particular video, we're going to bullshit about the DC Universe and their good showings on TV and also in an animated form. I am the Reverend.
The theme here.
And Gray Mouse 1.
On April 23rd, Sunday, actually, what happened was that DC went ahead and they announced out officially that they are going to be launching the DC digital service. And the reason why that should be interested to anybody who's been on our channel or anybody who's coming to our channel, and if you're familiar with the type of things that we go ahead and cover here, is that basically what they're going to do is that they're going to use the DC digital service, and they're going to be launching new shows and new media, two of which are actually really interesting. The first one being a live-action TV show called Titans, based off of the Teen Titans. And then the other flagship debuted series that they're going to be releasing on DC's digital service is Young Justice Outsiders, which is season number 3 of Young Justice. Now that it's coming back, I guess it's not going to be coming to Netflix, or if it is going to be coming to Netflix, it's not going to be coming to Netflix right away, because that's where you can find Young Justice seasons 1 and 2 right now. And they're going to be using those two shows as their flagship debut IPs to go ahead and push this DC digital service. Now, what exactly is the DC digital service? Well, for all intents and purposes, and from the tidbits that they have announced so far, is that it's going to be another direct subscription type service like YouTube or Hulu or any of those other ones, where you sign up to it, you get yourself an online connection, and then you can go ahead and access it probably on your smart device through an app, or on your PC or laptop, or anything else like that. And then, you know, you're going to have access to whatever media they have. Right now, it's not clear whether or not that's going to include, you know, movies made by Warner Brothers that are, you know, have DC IP properties on them, or if that's going to encompass like comic books or anything else. All we know is that there's going to be a DC digital service, okay? And that's how they're going to be giving us Titans and Young Justice. Guys, what are your thoughts on this? I've got a few bubbling beneath the surface, but I'm going to go ahead and let you guys have a chance first, and I'm going to stop monopolizing time on camera.
You know, I do like the fact that they're trying to bring back Young Justice for season 3. And, okay, and Titans live action, all right, fine. I do understand that they want to, you know, bypass all the BS as far as having these shows on specific type of networks, or even like something like Netflix or Hulu, that they want to have total control over their creative things. As far as the new service, the new online service, I'm torn between that, because it's like, damn, you already have so much stuff that people are already paying monthly subscriptions to. The only thing that I can say, they better have all things DC that's readily available. But then, what does that do for like TV shows that are on regular networks, like the Flash, or even Arrow? I mean, are they gonna pull those off of those and just have them stuck up? I don't think that's gonna happen, and it shouldn't happen. But as far as I'm concerned, yeah, I'm kind of torn between all of that.
What about you, Gray Mouse? What are your thoughts on it?
I'm not a fan of having another subscription-based service. Like the theme, and you mentioned earlier, you know, we have Hulu, we have Netflix, we have Xbox Live, we have PlayStation Network, soon to be Nintendo Network, and it's just what's going on here. So my initial thoughts of this is, you know, how much is it going to be per month? Is it going to include, like, that was a good thing, or a good comment rather, like you got Arrow, Flash, Supergirl, you got Gotham City, you got all these TV episodes that are on regular TV, just network or cable network. What's going to happen? Are they going to actually move them over to the DC TV network? We don't know. Hopefully not. I mean, I think that would be a really kind of a middle finger to everybody for that, because people are already paying for cable TV. So, I don't know. I'm not a fan of having an extra subscription that I have to do per month. Those are just my opening thoughts.
Okay, yeah, which is, I got to say, I fall into that same particular category. I will say this: I am excited at the possibility. Well, when it comes to Young Justice, I've been one of those people, just like the theme, and like a lot of people who watched the show and were endeared to it while it was still on the air. Fuck you, Cartoon Network. Fuck you with a red hot fire poker. Okay, up the ass, sideways. Okay. When we sat there, we were trying to follow along and everything on a weekly basis and all of that. It was really kind of hard to sit there and to keep track, especially in the end. And then when it got canceled, that chapped my hide. Okay, that chapped a lot of people's hides. All right, and a lot of people were upset and everything. Well, the universe and the internet went ahead and they cooperated and pushed enough to go ahead and convince the folks at DC Animated to go ahead and bring us a third season. They're bringing us a third season. For that, I am eternally grateful. Okay, I'm actually thankful that's going to happen. The whole live-action Titans thing, that looks interesting. That sounds interesting, especially considered that it's being headed off by Greg Berlanti, who is the guy who single-handedly, literally, is the guy who's put together the DC CW TV universe. All right, he's a creative guy who established Arrow first, then established Flash, established Supergirl. When Supergirl no longer wanted to be hosted on on the network that they were at, he went ahead and he negotiated it where he's like, bring it to CW. They brought it to CW. All right, he established DC Legends of Tomorrow, which is another one that they have.
I think it was on CBS.
Yeah. It was either. I think it was on CBS also, but they went ahead and they brought it over to the CW, and this guy, he has been working. Not only is it obvious that he's a fan and he knows the lore and he knows the comics, because he pulls a lot of his storyline threads directly from the comic books and everything like that, but he respects it a lot. Okay, he not only knows it, he respects it a lot. My thing though is that when we take that into consideration, and also this new DC digital service, just like you guys, I have my reservations on it. There are many people who are nickel and diming me every month, all right, who are taking portions of my income every fucking month, all right? It doesn't seem like a lot, but when you try to shoehorn in one or two more services in there, all of a sudden you start looking and you're like, oh, wow, that's really how much money I'm spending every month for this stuff, right? The thing with the DC shows as they are right now, I don't think they're going to leave broadcast television anytime soon. I don't think Gotham is going to disappear off of broadcast TV. I don't think any of the CW shows like Flash, Arrow, Supergirl, or DC Legends of Tomorrow, I don't think any of those are going to leave broadcast TV, because no matter how much coverage you can get with a dedicated internet line, that's free broadcast TV. All right, people will be able to get that. Okay, now what is going to happen is that, guess where all of those seasons have been showing up once the seasons have been wrapped up? They've been showing up on Netflix, readily available for Netflix users to go ahead and actually see the shows. All of them: Gotham, Arrow, Flash, Supergirl, DC's Legends of Tomorrow. In fact, Legends of Tomorrow, their second season just wrapped up like a few weeks ago. I binged all of the episodes from the second season, like a few weekends ago. So what I am expecting to see, though, is that a lot of those are probably going to be pulled from Netflix, and then they're going to end up on this DC digital service. Okay, if they do end up on Netflix, it's going to be after a season or two have passed, where it's like, okay, well, you know, maybe we're going to test out how our distribution goes and see how the adoption rate goes for our particular service and goes with DC and all of that. They're probably going to test it out, but at this moment in time, I just don't know. There are way too many questions that I have on mind. How much is it going to cost? Are you going to include the other things like classic, you know, Warner Brothers movies that have the DC characters in them? You know, yes, even the horrible fucking Batman movies and all that, you know, and all of that stuff. Is that going to be included in it? Comic books, you know, is that going to be included? All right. Is it going to be? Am I going to have access to all the brand new stuff that's coming out, or is it going to be shit that's, you know, backdated like 6 months? Okay, I mean, if you're somebody who's interested in getting a hold of all that stuff, it sounds really good, but unfortunately, the details right now about that particular subscription service, pretty much zero. There isn't much at all, so I'm just left with a lot of questions, you know, and that's honestly where I'm at right now.
And so what if something doesn't do well and then they just pull it, like in the middle of the season or whatever? See, that's like, okay, the problem with Young Justice on the Cartoon fucking Network is that they kept moving days and time slots so no one could fucking find it. Next thing you know, it gets replaced by some Nick Cannon bullshit. And it's like, okay, we canceled it because of the ratings. No. We couldn't find it, so we couldn't fucking watch it. Now, if they were to do this subscription service and next thing you know, well, you know, according to our, you know, charts and our ratings, not many people are watching it, so we decided to take it away.
Here's the thing that I got to say for all of these particular subscription services is that if once it's removed from actual regular broadcast TV, a lot of times if you're working like any sort of it's actually the European format of making television shows, okay? And HBO and a lot of premium cable channels went ahead and they've adopted the same thing. They do the same type of deal. Walking Dead is one of them. You know, Game of Thrones is another one where what happens is that they go ahead and they take the whole season and they write it out, they produce it out, and then they just key it up so that it's ready to go ahead and be aired. All right. They don't have to worry about anything being canceled mid-season because guess what? They've already have the season pre-produced. It's already done. They're just distributing it now. Okay. Which is the reason why when, you know, the writer's strike happened back in 2008 or 2010 for fucking all the movies and all the TV shows. The only ones who weren't affected were like the HBO shows or the ones that were like prime cable channels because guess what? All of their shit was already done. All they had to do was ride the season out. And by that time, the strike was done. When they came back, guess what? Writers are there. We'll go ahead and we'll work on our next season. Oh, we can't jump into it right away? That's fine. That's where you had those pauses like with The Sopranos where it was like it disappeared for like, you know, a year and a half before it came on, okay? Or with like other shows of that type. You know, I don't think we're going to be dealing with that. That's never been the case with anything that's been sent directly to direct distribution through subscription like that. You know, you had something you were going to bring up, Gray Mouse. Go ahead and what did you have on mind?
Huh?
Yeah, you were about to say something before we jumped into that particular part.
Oh no, nothing important.
Well, I mean, this whole video really isn't important, but I mean, we are opening everything for discussion here. So
no, I'm just saying that, you know, with all these subscription-based services that are available, I mean, you pretty much took what I was going to say anyway, about if you really start adding it up, you know, PlayStation Network $60, Xbox Live is $60, Netflix is $15. So we're already over $150 already. And then, you know, Nintendo, whatever that's going to be, and then now this. If you really start adding it up, it's going to get in the 200s and the $230 range real quick. And I think the only thing, that was what I was going to say, but you've already said it for me. But now the only thing that I have to say is who's going to play the parts for the live action Titans. I mean, you know, I mean, that's the only thing that's really left to say. And the last bit is that it's coming out in 2018, so they got plenty of time to decide who gets the parts.
Yeah. This particular one the Titans. The funny thing is that the Titans as a TV show has actually been a project that they've been throwing around for like the last 3 or 4 years.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, TNT said no.
Well, yeah, they had it. Initially, they had it on a slot where they were getting set for pre-production for TNT, and then it was in limbo for like 2 fucking years.
Yep.
And then all of a sudden they were like, "Nah, we're not going to do it." All right. But this was before like Arrow and Flash and everything else started hitting hitting the regular broadcast TV where things like that actually looked viable. You know,
and it was more of a risk at that particular point in time, not profit. Now, see, that's what kind of pisses me off a little bit. They had lightning in the bottle, except they opened up the cork and just let it out. Instead of taking that risk and actually doing something prior to Arrow, and of course, you know, hindsight's 2020. We all know that. But what really upsets me that now all they're seeing is dollar signs. You're like, well, okay, we got Supergirl going, we got Gotham going, we got Daredevil, all these things that's come beforehand, right? It's all of a sudden is Daredevil. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to say Daredevil. That's completely Marvel. Sorry. But what I'm saying is it still remains the same. What I'm saying is that now that it's successful, like, oh yeah, why don't we try this again? It's like they were an afterthought, you know? And they should have just had the balls to go ahead and produce that and see what happened, you know? That's what really gets me sometimes.
Man, look, it's like I said, with the subscription thing, we don't, like Gray Mouse alluded to earlier, we have no idea how much this motherfucker going to cost. Monthly or even yearly. We have no idea what type of content besides these 2 shows that they're going to put out there. Are they going to do every
subscription is still a monthly subscription if you break it down. It's still costing you monthly.
Well, yeah, but again,
I mean, if you really look at it, what are they going to do? Go back to the Challenge of the Super Friends and have it on there? Are they going to have Batman the Animated Series? Are they going to have the 60s Batman? Are they going to have the Superman black and white TV show? Why not? All things DC, put that shit on there. Look, if they do stuff like that, I'll buy it. If they put quality programming onto that service, I'll buy it. There's no doubt about that. I'll buy it. But if it's just this lackluster shit, fuck you. Yeah. And maybe 1 or 2 good programs? No, I can't. I'm not going to. No.
So you'll spend that much for, you know, Wonder Twin Powers Activate?
Hey, that's DC, man. Look, yeah. Super Friends.
Okay.
Here's the thing with here's the issue that has to be overcome when you're dealing with something where it's like, okay, we're starting a brand new subscription service and everything else. The amount of content that you have to have on hand, available to go, it has to be an overwhelming fucking amount. Mm-hmm. You cannot run dry at any time. The moment you run dry is the moment that people pull their subscriptions. Okay?
Yeah.
So, yeah, in this particular instance, you know, everything that's out there, it doesn't matter how outlandish, how old, or how god awful it is. You want to go ahead and have that available. And here's the thing with Warner Brothers, and this is a luxury that they have that Marvel does not have. Warner Brothers owns all the DC IPs. Okay, when it comes to all of the old stock footage, all the old animation, all the old shows and everything else. Guess what? They own all the rights. They don't have to renegotiate with anybody else. The only people that they had to renegotiate with over the last 10 fucking years was that there was some convoluted fucking distribution and copyright licensing thing that was going on between Warner Brothers, Fox, and Paramount Studios for Batman 66. Okay? Once they got that all done, first thing they did was they released a big fuck you Blu-ray box set of everything remastered with a whole bunch of behind the scenes extras and all of that. And that thing was not fucking cheap. It was $250 fucking bucks for the box set. Sold like fucking hotcakes. So you know why? Because the only thing that that fans had to depend on were these bootleg fucking VHSs that people had recorded back in like 1988. You know, when shit was still on TV.
You know,
or running on fucking on Turners or whatnot. You know
what? That just makes me more and more frustrated with DC in general, especially their cinematic universe. Marvel looks like a puzzle piece. Looks like a jigsaw puzzle missing pieces because they got their IPs everywhere. But DC has every fucking damn IP that they've owned since the beginning. There's no excuse to have crap.
Well, it's not really DC. It's Warner Brothers. All right.
Warner Brothers. Yeah. But that's what I was about to say. Why have this a DC subscription service? Why not just have it Warner Brothers?
I think the thing about it right now is that Warner Brothers does not want to go out of their way and kill distributions and scuttle and cannibalize market share of other things that they have a hold of, because they own the CW, okay, as far as that goes. They own the movies and they want to go ahead and
but some shit is on CW.
Yeah, that's the reason why I don't think the TV shows are going to leave broadcast TV. What they are going to leave is that you're not going to be able to find it on Netflix anymore once this service starts. And you know, when it comes to
Network, maybe.
Yeah, or on Cartoon. Yeah, or on Cartoon Network. You know, when a lot of that stuff starts and everything.
Even certain Disney was showing Batman animated series at one point.
Yeah, I mean, but that was a lot of stuff that was available through licensing at one time. But I think with this particular one, I want to be excited about it. The two things that they said that they have as their flagship titles that are going to be exclusive to the service, that shit I really want to see. The problem is that when you sit there and you say, but it's attached to a subscription service, I'm not one just to sit there and jump in wholeheartedly and say, hey, I'll sign me right the fuck up. No, I'm going to stop and I'm going to like, okay, what else is involved with this? All right. Because, if you're sitting there and you're telling me that it's part of a package deal, all right, and I don't care much for the rest of the package, then, I might be relegated to, cavorting with the folks with peg legs and parrots, that's just how that goes.
I would have found other ways to get the media that I want. Instead of saying outright peg legs and pirates.
Oh, I said peg legs and parrots. I said nothing about pirates, okay? And there are multiple C's, all right? There's at least 7 different ways, if I count the number of C's, in order to go ahead and grab my grab what I want, all right? But I think at this point, that's pretty much where we're at, love it or leave it, all right? Live action Titans, Young Justice, Outsiders, or Season 3. This is stuff that geeks like ourselves, and we've been on this channel multiple times talking about it, that we want, okay? But this whole attachment with the rest of the package, excuse me for being cautious, okay? Excuse me for being cautious.
Sweeten the deal. That's all you got to do, DC. Sweeten the deal.
Well, the only thing that is positive is that at least Cartoon Network won't have it to fuck it up.
Exactly. That's really the biggest positive about it, You're not going to have Cartoon Networks in there saying, "Oh, too many girls," or "It's not watching." It's not, we're not selling fucking toys off of it. That's the reason why we're going to pull the plug on this thing.
Yeah, they have control of their property. They have control of their IP. They have control of their content. So they can distribute that shit with no commercials, with no ads, with no BS if they choose.
Now, that's one good thing about Netflix is that you could binge watch any series with no commercials. You could go straight to episode, and not even think twice.
Yep.
So that's a plus.
Yeah, you don't have to wait a week.
Nope.
Yeah. And this is potentially a good thing, all right? But until I find out more, I can't sit there and say this is something I'm gonna jump headfirst into. And I think everybody here in this video could probably agree in that particular viewpoint.
Mm-hmm.
What we really want to know, folks, is what do you think about it? What do you think about the new live-action Titans series? The fact that Young Justice Season 3 is coming out, I think everybody universally is hoping for that to be a good thing, and they know it's going to be a good thing. But when it comes to this DC digital subscription, we want to know what your thoughts are, folks. So leave us a comment below. Tell us what you think, what you expect to see on it. While you're at it, hit that like button, hit subscribe. It helps us out a lot. We are the Middle-Aged Guys, and we've been bullshitting about live-action Titans, Young Justice Outsiders, season number 3. Wait, that's 6. That's 3. All right. For the last around 30 minutes now. All our bullshit on that particular topic and all of those topics. And here, I am the Reverend.
The theme here.
And Gray Mouse 1.
All forms of entertainment has a right to exist, even if you don't like it. Not sure if you should pay a subscription fee, though, but it has a right to exist. Credits.
I wonder if they'd feel really bad if I came up to them and said, "Hey, look, you know what? I'd gladly pay you Tuesday for a few episodes of Young Justice Season 3 today." Nah, maybe it won't fly.